we had to play with this earlier, so hopefully there shouldn't be any technical issues, but if we do, we have Hannah McCoy, and she's good at this stuff, right? So blame her. Okay, so hi, we are members of Bandursnatch Studios, who is a cosplay and performance group all over England and Scotland. We are other ends of the country, it's great, we actually manage to meet up about 3 times a year if we're lucky. So we do sort of stuff online, send each other links, and we find it's a lot of fun doing stuff in character. So we do a lot of filming, and we do a lot of vlogging. So we're going to do a quick run-through of what either is, and bring you a couple of examples of the sort of thing we do. So, planning, I'm going to pass this one on to Darkfur.
Okay, so some things need more planning than others. Obviously vlogging is quite spur of the moment, just sort of film yourself having a bit of fun, showcase the events that you're actually going to, try and show them in a positive light. And CMVs and stuff, a lot more planning, a lot of sort of communication, sort of storyboarding, try and make sure you know what you're doing. So that's the basic difference.
CMVs, by the way, are cosplay music videos in this particular scenario. And it's something we haven't done that often, but we're starting to do more, partly down to us, because it's the sort of thing we enjoy doing, so it's what we brought to Bandursnatch Studios. Vlogging. It's a great way for people to get to know your group, and quite frankly, we enjoy doing it just because we like talking to people, and we like being derps at the camera. Derping is fun. And it can give people good insight into behind how you do a character. It can give, from a slightly negative point of view, if you've been particularly grumpy at a con, if someone sees your vlog later, they might see why you've been grumpy, and try not to do that to people, but it's a thing. And it gives you a chance to mess around with your friends and look at it later and recall the memories, which is very fun. Slide.
Okay, so this is my story idea process. Is I have ideas and I try and throw them at other people so that they can do them. But when I explain it, it looks more like that. So I kind of throw things at Sarah and hope that she can explain it better to people.
Does that mic work as well? We can have 2. Try turning it on. Yes? No? Yay, 2 mics, that'll make life easier. Yeah, we tend to find that we get a lot of ideas on the coach, because we spend a lot of time travelling up to see other people, because Manchester's far, and Glasgow's even farther, and we haven't tried that one yet. So we get a lot of ideas on the coach. Debbie tends to mark it out, and then she will just go, and explain this to the others. Yeah, sure, I'll try. And then we'll work it out as it goes along. Next, please.
So that's, I was an animation student.
Debbie can draw. More than I can.
Vaguely. So I'm more visual based, so I would do storyboarding. This is not the best storyboard in the world, but it was done on a coach, so, you know.
We were delayed by 4 hours, we had nothing better to do.
So yeah, I basically draw stuff out and I'll go through it with Sarah, and then Sarah can verbally explain it to everyone else.
What we tend to do is we'll get particular shots that we want. This one is for a CMV from, it's a Cherrick CMV, which is Charles and Eric, as we are today. This is mostly Debbie's ship, I'm doing it to make her happy. And it's a song from Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog, if you know it. It's called My Eyes, and it's very positive on one side and negative on one side, and it really works for Charles and Eric. So we decided we want to do it. And Debbie had particular shots that she wanted. Like, for example, you got Eric here staring at his coin. I have my coin, I'm so proud of my coin. Costs more than the rest of the costume almost. And so we figure out key shots that we want and then work out how we're going to slide between them. It's an actual Nazi coin. I have blood money. Shouldn't be proud of that. Okay. So, yeah, working out what key scenes you want is really handy, both working out your location and the exact shots you want when you have everyone with you.
Because we tend to sort of have everyone together not very often, so
like I said, 3 or 4 times a year.
Try and make the best use of the time you've got if your friends are all spread out across the country.
I believe the next slide is actually the CMV, so you can get an idea of what we're talking about. Note to self, next time remember speakers. Right, I forgot that my laptop speakers aren't quite that cruddy. So yeah, I have to give you an idea, that is possibly the most elaborate CMV we have shot. Alrighty. And so we're going to talk you through sort of what we had to think about when we were making that particular CMV. So, first things first, location. You want to know what sort of location you want for the image that you want. So, for example, with that particular one, Debbie really wanted to have Charles at his mansion.
Unfortunately, our house is not quite that grand.
Not really, no.
Basically, we sort of looked at National Trust places, and I had to write for permission. It's the best idea to write for permission to film that, and they said as long as it's non-commercial, you can do it. So get it in written writing. Email is especially good.
We did actually get checked. There's that later part when we were up close to the house. I think we suddenly became on camera because we had some security guards coming down and going, "Oh really? And what are you doing here then?" "We have permission. Look at the phone. There is permission."
It's like, "Is that you?" I was like, "No." "Yes, it's me." So yeah, permission is always good. The other thing is sort of consider the weather conditions. We got very, very lucky because the weekend it was beautiful.
Yeah.
If it had been raining,
Freezing.
we could have done
Note. There are 4 layers on people in some of those shots because we were cold.
It was February.
Yeah,
I
not our brightest idea, but it's when we had the other bangs. So location, think about what you want for what you are shooting, because you want it to be appropriate for what you're doing. We faked it with the Eric part. That is actually our front room, because I have so many books that we can fake it to be a library. It's great. Just, take all the figures down and hide the posters. It's all good. So that's something always to think about. Equipment. If you can have a decent camera, get a decent camera. It makes all of the difference. Some of the quality, there is a bit of quality shift actually inside that C&B themselves because our camera died and we had to switch.
So yeah, we were using my point and shoot for some of it, but it works well enough.
It works fine, but when you're comparing it to other better footage, it looks smoother, it looks neater, it looks clean. So if you can have a chance to get hold of a thing, bribe it, borrow it. I'd like to say to the person, I'm not going to say steal it because that is wrong, and I'm on camera. So, yeah, if you have a friend who likes this sort of thing, or for that matter, if you have a tripod, tripods are your friends. It's a good idea to have them in place before you start filming so that you know what you've got to work with. Have a play around with them. When you first get to your location, do a quick shoot around and watch it back and see what the lighting conditions are like, what the location looks like on film.
And do get a tripod or your Paul Muggins friends ends up filming you mime to a Britney Spears song for 5 hours.
I don't know what you're talking about. We had a tripod. You were there to hold the lyrics up. We had a tripod for the camera. If you're using a song, like we do with music videos, if you're having it pre-recorded, make sure that you have a copy of the song with you that you can listen to. It makes it much easier to dub it along later if, when you are singing it, you are actually singing in time with the track. Magic, that.
The other thing we had is because the lyrics are Penny doesn't seem to care, we decided we'd re-record the whole thing. So it says Charles. Great idea.
Except that my sound card is, you may have heard, not the best.
But yeah, look around for a good quality mic if you're planning on doing any sort of voice work or sort of dubbing your own tracks. I got a Uno mic. They're about £60 on Amazon, but I managed to get it for 20 on eBay. So
again, eBay is your friend.
You can also get pretty good ones that will clip into an iPhone, and you can then take it straight from your iPhone to all software compatible with one of those.
I did not know that.
We don't have iPhones, so.
That's true.
But yeah.
iPhone trash.
I don't have an iPhone either.
I'll hush you then. Right. So yeah, good mics, good cameras if you can. If not, no one will mind. They're looking to watch you have fun. Next. Filming in public. Don't disturb them. You look weird enough as it is. We love you, but we don't look normal, do we? So, especially if you, like we were in a estate, a house garden, it's not polite to ask them to move out of your way because they have got just as much right to be there as you have. Unless you have literally hired the venue, in which case you can go, oh yeah, mine. Out. But if you are in a public place, be patient, wait for other people not to be around, then pick your moment. It is much more polite. It means that people aren't going to be getting angry at you, and you won't get kicked out of the venue, which would be bad. Especially if you're filming in close proximity and it's going to be somewhere where you can't really cut out the public, ask their permission. We went, on the same weekend, we went bowling in a casual Harry Potter Marauders costume, because we could. And when you're on a bowling lane, there's not really any way to cut out the other people on either side of you on the bowling lane. So we just got hold of them and said, we're really sorry, we're doing some vlogging. Do you mind if you end up in the camera? Most of them were just going, oh, that's really cool. Where are you going to upload it? I want to see my face on the internet. So most of the time it's not a problem, but it's always polite to ask. Try to if you can. Next. Filming on location. Prepare. Seriously, be a scout guide. Be prepared. Take everything you need. Extra batteries. Trust us. Extra batteries. Learn from our mistakes.
No, we took extra batteries.
Oh yeah, sorry, we took extra batteries. It didn't work. Mel had not tried out her brand new battery. Whoops. Do that as well. Test your equipment. Extra memory cards. You don't want to be halfway through and you've got no more room to record, so you've got to scrap something. That is the most horrible feeling in the world. Where have you been? Sorry, apologies. Moving on. Work out your timing. If you're changing costumes for any reason, get all of the things you want in the first costume recorded before you change. Use your time as much as you can. Also, work out if there's anything you can record elsewhere, if you've got this location for a very short time, or if there's anything that you're going to need to re-record or do several times, do that first. Make sure you have the time for the bits you really, really want to capture.
I'll give you an example from the world of actual films. When they were filming Monty Python and the Holy Grail, they only had limited amounts of time with the castles they were allowed to use. So the bit where John Cleese runs up towards the castle, him running across Hampstead Heath, and then it cuts to the castle, which they had filmed weeks before in Scotland, and then back to Hampstead Heath. So it's amazing what you can do afterwards.
Like, for example, accidentally having a bit too short, so you have to cut in footage of the house.
Yeah,
It looks like it works, it looks like it's supposed to be there, so it's fine.
Yeah, if you can get extra footage, even setting up 2 cameras, get as much footage as you can if you're on location. Because we had to pay to get into,
Yep.
I had to pay to get them into the house.
Her idea, she offered.
So, we don't want to pay to go back in. So, obviously, use your
Multiple
time.
takes. Even if you think that the first take is absolutely perfect on the ball, A, you might get one that's better. It happens. B, that one might get screwed up somehow. Things get corrupted. It happens. So always have multiple takes. You want to be able to make it later and look back on it and feel wonderful about it. Next, please. Editing. Her job.
Okay, right. Some of our group have really fancy editing software, Ren.
Oh, Ren.
But unfortunately I can't afford it, and I'm not a student, so I can't get it for free.
Again, Ren.
Basically I go online, search for stuff. I use a VideoPad for editing and Audacity for sound. And it works perfectly well, as long as it's non-commercial. You can put it on the internet and it's fine. So yeah, just have a good look around, see what you can find. There's always tutorials. Obviously I've done a bit of editing anyway from my degree, so I had a bit of a head start there.
Always have a play. I mean, there's a CMV that I want to do that is possibly going to be ridiculously complicated.
You think?
Yeah. What? It's not going to involve 6 people in multiple locations, in multiple costumes or anything, plus NPCs. I have Avengers feels, they're going to happen at some point. So, what am I talking about? Oh yes. So I'm going to try practicing and editing, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to get this program, I'm just going to get a random clip of footage and mess around with it and figure out what I can do with it. That's how I'm going to teach myself and tutorials. Next, please.
And a happy housemate.
Great. Credits. Always credit everyone involved. If you have a friendly photographer who has come around today, give them the credit for it. They are giving you part of their time. If you've used a location, credit the location. Because again, they are letting you do this at their place. They don't have to do it. They can turn you down. And we want them to keep doing it. So keep giving them the kudos. Usually sometimes blocks content on certain devices. For this particular CMV, we're completely fine because we re-recorded the lyrics. So technically it counts as our music. But there is a follow-up video which we were going to show you, but we're probably not going to now because of music issues, which uses Radioactive by
Imagine
Dragons. And that one people can't actually view on phones because they say that's not your music, it is copyrighted. You can see it on laptops, not on mobile devices. So always make sure to credit it. You don't want to get in trouble, you don't want to get taken down, and you definitely don't want charges being filed. No one wants that. So credits are always your friend. Sometimes it's fun writing up daft credits like we do, but that's different. So that's the basics of it. We were going to show you another CMV, but we're going to skip straight past that now, I think, because as pretty as it is, it doesn't work as well without music. Darn. Won't that do feedback?
Maybe.
Yes, because it's right next to them.
Do you want to try it?
Get feedback.
I would like to rest. I'm going to try it, but everyone in the room, it's his idea.
They don't know about my plans, it's fine.
His idea.
Thank you.
Well, that worked. So, yeah, that particular part was because we literally grabbed people at the con and said, do you mind coming to hate us? Come yell at us, it'll be fun. So yeah, that is the end of that particular part. We have got 5 minutes for any questions. If there aren't any particular and people want to see it, we could try putting on the Cheric one again and actually play it. But for now, any questions about anything filming-wise? And the room goes silent. Hello, what?
What sort of things do you think? What sort of things do you think about when picking songs and pairing them with characters that you cosplay?
Okay. I normally have just got my iPod on random, and then I'll hear a song and go, ooh, you know who that sounds like? For example, I am a big Supernatural fan. I cosplay Dean Winchester. I'm no longer allowed to bring him to cons that are 18 and under because he swears a lot.
And shoves guns in people.
I did not shove a gun in the child's face. She kept yelling the answers out to the quiz.
You threatened to shank a B word.
I did not. You can prove nothing, there were no cameras. Right, so, but because of this, I found a lot of Papa Roach's songs are really good for Supernatural. There's a particular one, I've gone blank on the next, Scars. Scars is a very Dean song, as of about season 5. There's another one, I currently can't remember what the title is, but it is literally what happens to Sam between season 3 and 4, word for word. Walking down the road going, no, this is Papa Roach, not my Supernatural soundtrack. Okay. How about you, Debbie?
I like music that tells a story, so with that obviously it was sort of changing the world for the better for the mutants, fighting against stuff. The Cheric one pretty much told its own story, so I like things that flow and tell a story. I find it easier to work with, but for me it's music that gives me a mental image and then I'll sort of run with it.